Alrighty guys, I got a video here for you, short, sweet, and to the point, and it is about cichlid aggression and the #1 way to solve it, which is overstocking. And it won't really be a problem as long as you have proper filtration, your tank is properly cycled, and you do adequate water changes. Keep these fish overstocked. Got about 18, 19 of these guys in here. 55-gallon tank. I maintain 0 nitrate and nitrite. So not really a issue. Now if I removed, let's say, half these guys, the other half would be literally at each other's throat. These guys are all aggressive species, and there is still some aggression, some chasing, but it's usually very, very shortly lasted. It's no long-term bullying. You know, like for example, let's say this OB chases one of the jewel cichlids. Grumpy here, who is actually the tank boss, will usually chase him off, or Buzz, or no, Jill or Buzz over here will chase him off, and kind of works that way where if one fish is getting singled out, then the other fish pick up on the aggression and start chasing the aggressor, who is almost always the OB here. Super aggressive fish, but absolutely gorgeous. 100% worth it. Probably 80% of the reason that this tank is overstocked. So yeah, they tend to all kind of just stick up for each other in this community style setup, especially the jewel cichlids. They kind of gang up on whoever's chasing one of them. Look at Ruby here, doing great. Yeah, you know you're a bully. Don't look at me like that. But yeah, Grumpy is my cichlid here that I've had the longest. Definitely the tank boss. Definitely my biggest cichlid. Gorgeous Mbuna red zebra. Absolutely gorgeous here. And really, he was the major problem for a long time, but as I added more fish, he kind of chilled out. And he kind of just separates things as they get out of hand. Mostly stays in his skull here. Doesn't really like the camera being in his face here, but he'll get over it as usual. The OB here though, he loves the attention. Can't get enough of it. Can't get enough. Super aggressive fish. Buzz here, he doesn't act aggressive. In fact, he acts pretty dumb. It's kind of like that derpy, goofy type of fish, but don't let that fool you, because he's quite capable of being a jerk himself, as I've witnessed before. Jill, the Jack Dempsey here, same thing, but very, very capable of being a jerk. Jewel cichlids, don't really have any problems out of them, other than around feeding time. These guys, the one thing I will say about jewel cichlids, they are absolutely vicious feeders. Like, let's say if I decide to hand feed them, for example, 90% of what they're grabbing is actually my finger instead of the worms. Like, they just go for it and just don't stop. Convict cichlids, really only ever aggressive when they're breeding and have eggs. Emperor cichlid here, try to get this camera to focus. Don't really have any problems out of him. His territory is this upper right part of the tank. He stays towards the top, which I've noticed that's just kind of what he does. He's not really sick or anything, so it's not that. It's probably just his species type of thing, but that is his territory. There's no aggression issues with him unless another fish comes in this top right territory by itself, because when there's multiple of them, oh, there goes the OB once again. But yeah, just overstock. And as you can see with that example there was that chase. It was an aggressive chase, however, it didn't last long. Now he's back over here minding his own business, and he's back to running the convicts out of his territory. So yeah, overstock your cichlid tank. Just make sure you have proper filtration and water changes. And if you have ammonia spikes, then I'll put a solution in the description for that. I don't want to keep this video too long on you guys. But for now, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Ignore the Jack Dempseys here bullying each other, and stay fishy.